Hello YouTubers, this doth be a CDS mangaka is slurring up his word this, kinda like Sylvester of Looney Tunes fame. Is anyone old enough to remember Sylvester from Looney Tunes? Anybody at all? No? Okay. Back in my day, to make a video game work, we had to take a cartridge out because we didn't have disc back then and blow on the thing and shove it back in the console to get it to work. I feel like an old man, the fact that I can say that. Back in my day, that's how stuff worked. Dude, that is just... Anyone else feel old when they look back in retrospective about that? Anyways, though, joking aside, we're going to get down to the commentary today. This commentary is going to be some special gameplay. Competition on Summit demo. And right out of the gate, Prodigy is actually showing me how to survive the C-Dom nade that we almost get killed by. And I go beasting on some kids as they try to rush C-Flag and mess us up. And I just decide to get grizzy with it. Word! Get pooped on. But moving on, though, this commentary is going to be focusing on the gameplay. It did for that first couple seconds just because I had to call that out. Now, I'm actually going to be talking about competition playlists and maybe some scrim setups just for you guys who might be interested in looking about that stuff. A lot of my friends are getting into scrimming, and, you know, I got a few friends who aren't even playing pubs at all. All they do on Black Ops is just scrim because it takes a whole lot of the bullshit out of the game, and I do agree with that, and it's a different kind of fun. It's not like a, you know, get a high KD and spawn trap calling the dog's chopper in. It's a competitive fun. It's a challenge kind of fun. And, you know, when you win, you have the greatest feeling in the world. And when you're not too competitive about it, when you're scrimming with friends and you lose, you learn a whole bunch of stuff. And this commentary is going to be focusing on some things that you can do to prepare yourself so that you will do reasonably well in the competition playlist and in a scrim-like setting. And the first thing we're going to start off with is actually the class setup. And the class setup is kind of just a universal thing. And the class setup that you generally are going to run, the best class that, you know, all the pros, quote unquote, will use perk-wise is going to be lightweight, sleight of hand, and ninja. No other first-tier perk really works besides lightweight. Hardline, flat jacket is hardline doesn't work. No kill streaks. Flat jacket is disabled. Ghost. There's no spy planes, so that's kind of pointless to wear. Flat jacket, as I said, is disabled. And scavenger, while it does work, generally you're not going to be alive long enough to really put the resupply ability to good use. And you also make a sound when you pick up stuff. And since everybody generally sound whores in a scrim type setting, you're not going to want to do that. So lightweight is just good all around. Sleight of hand is just, you know, overall the best second tier perk. Faster reload, aim down sight, saves your life so many times. I have friends who do run steady aim, but I personally think they do better without it. But it's up to their choice. Steady aim is a viable option. I just prefer sleight of hand. And the Ninja Pro, because generally speaking, if you're playing against good players, they'll have a good headset on, and you don't want them to hear your footsteps, and you want to have the element of surprise. So while TacMask Pro, the other viable third perk, or Marathon Pro, will be good options, the fact that they can hear you run around is really just going to hurt you in the long run. Guns that you're going to want to use, you're generally only going to want to use 3, maybe 4. And I narrowed it down to like the MP5K and the 74U with the emphasis on the 74U. And the other 2 guns that you want to use are assault rifles, the AUG and the FAMAS, just because high rate of fire, they're the best, good reload time, great hip fire on them. You know, even after the patch, they still have really good stats to them. And attachments that you want to use for them, not really dual mag or suppressor. Suppressor is a dumb idea to run because if you're playing against an organized team, it doesn't matter if you have a suppressor or not. They don't need a radar. They're just going to call you out anyway, so you might as well just, you know, take the suppressor off, give your gun a little more, you know, reduce the range deduction damage on your gun by just running a normal non-silencing attachment, and then go with either red dot sight or an extended mag. I recommend extended mag with the AUG rather than red dot sight. Red dot sight and the recoil on the AUG really just jacks it all up. At least for me it does. I don't like it. I do better with the AUG iron sights. So extended mag is really good because it does just ensures that you don't have to reload as often, and it just makes it really easy to get these double sprays like right there. Boom. I mean, I don't know if I would have gotten that double spray. Actually, I would have, just barely with a normal FAMAS clip. And reflex sight is another option, I suppose. Grenade launchers are, you know, not an option. Neither are flamethrowers and master keys. So. But that's generally the class that you want to run with. A lightweight sleight of hand ninja class with, you know, an MP5K, an AUG, a FAMAS, or a 74U, just because those are the best guns in the game, because this game is bad when it comes to weapon balance. But moving on, though, now there's a lot more you can do besides your class setup. You can generally just get some practice in and actually scrim with your teammates. And I would recommend actually meeting some players who actually have some real game battles experience so that they can do a good job of teaching you, you know, like grenade spots. You know, I have quite a few friends who do like major GBs or major scrimming, and they play with a lot of pros like a lot of guys who will actually play for money in an MLG variant setting, and they learn so many grenades, and they are such really good players. I'm thinking like, like Matador does some of it, Jack Rue, I just met a guy named Achilles who does it, Killer does some scrimming, Ryanders does some scrimming, DJBW21, who I'm actually rocking with, he does some scrimming, Prodigy's getting into scrimming. These guys, they get so good at the game when they take the option to play against good players in a competitive setting. Their teamwork grows. They learn, like really just some pro stuff that you just cannot learn by playing public matches. The ability to know how to nade a flag from literally any spawn point on the map, if possible, is just a gift that you learn by playing with extremely good people who have the game down to a science that I don't even have the game down to. I have the game, and when it comes to pubs, the game is like a science to me, but when it's competitive, it's a little alien and foreign to me, but I'm learning how to do it with just my teammates. Frags also, for class setup, frags is a good thing. Semtex you can't throw it as far, and it does make a noise, so people are generally aware of you. Stuns as well. I'm just going to point that out right now. And you never want to go into competition playlist without any partners, because the fact that you have no motion sensor, no claymore, no equipment to detect enemies, or you have no spy plane to do that, the only way that you're ever going to know where an enemy player is, besides seeing them yourself, is if a teammate calls them out, and you got to have teammates who are willing to call out. You got to have guys who you're friendly with, and who also have some kind of experience and who are decent players that they can hold up in a competitive like setting. So I mean, like, I'm running this game with DJBW21 and Prodigy, and they got some really good scrim kind of experience, and I'm getting some scrim experience myself. I did a whole bunch of scrims with my teammates, and I have a whole bunch of live commentaries planned out that I'm going to just upload like crazy next week for different reasons. And actually, DJ right here, DJ's manipulating the spawn right here. He's forcing the spawn by doing what he's doing right there. It's a really cool trick, and then you just don't learn that by, just playing pubs. So, get a good team together. Never play competition alone. It amazes me why people even go into competition alone, that you think you're going to have a good time. Not when you run into a team that's, organized and put up together. And those are the few tips that I can give in this short amount of time that this gameplay has given me for how to set up a few tips for like a scrim or a competition playlist like setting, for all players in the game. So this is CD Mangaka. We're closing in on the commentary here. Please rate the video what you think. If you liked it, go ahead, like it. If you didn't like it for some reason, dislike it, and maybe let me know in the comment section as some constructive criticism, But this is CD Mangaka. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a nice day.